Let me tell you a story that may sound like legend, but it happened. In a quiet town in the Midwest, a girl named Emily once heard her grandmother say, "You were born with a gift in your hand." She didn't understand what it meant. But as she grew older, her life began to move in ways others couldn't explain. People trusted her. Doors opened without force. One afternoon, prophet walked past, caught sight of her palm, and stopped. The moon in your hand. In another part of the country, a boy named Michael worked quietly at a local market. His grandmother often told him, "You carry the sky in your hand." He never asked why. One day, while stacking fruit, a mystic paused and studied his palm. "You carry the crescent," he said, "and the letter M cuts through your path like lightning." Michael smiled and called them just lines, but the mystic responded, "A symbol points to something. Power grows when you use it." That night, under moonlight, Michael looked at his hand again. He saw meaning, not decoration, direction. Something had always been reaching out to him. He finally leaned in. Emily represents the part of you that remembers, but holds back. Michael reflects the moment when hesitation ends and something deeper rises. If your palm carries a crescent moon or the letter M, this is your moment to stop wondering and start remembering. These lines are coordinates. They carry a frequency. They respond to awareness. And when you are ready, they open the path already marked beneath your skin. The question is simple. Has the time come for you to walk in what was always yours? If people often come to you with unspoken pain, if you sense changes before they happen, if your presence shifts the energy around you, this message was meant for you. If this speaks to something inside you, like this video to affirm your recognition, subscribe to the channel so you never miss the guidance prepared for you, and type in the comments, "I carry the mark. I accept the mission." Let this be your first declaration. Let this be the moment your soul begins its true work. Your hands carry a message that was written before your first breath. The shapes on your palm, the crescent moon and the letter M, were placed there with divine precision. They are signals. They hold meaning. They carry frequencies designed for a sacred task. Every detail is part of a higher map. The crescent moon in your palm acts as a sacred receiver. Like a holy vessel, it gathers the unspoken emotions of others. You often sense shifts in energy before anyone says a word. You feel sorrow that hides behind smiles. You carry waves of emotion that pass through rooms, hearts, and memories. This gift of deep empathy is not random. It is the mark of someone who was designed to feel for the sake of healing. The letter M appears like a covenant. It is placed directly in the center of your hand as a spiritual contract. Those who carry it often hold space for others to return to themselves. Your presence alone changes the air around people. Your voice softens tension. Your silence brings peace. The M is a guiding signal, a call to uplift, restore, and realign. When both signs appear together, the assignment becomes even more clear. You hold both perception and direction. You sense pain, and you walk people toward light. You carry both the gift of feeling and the grace of leading. This is the role of a soul bridge, one who stands between the wound and the healing. Strangers feel safe with you. They share secrets without planning to. They cry, they breathe easier, they feel seen. Your energy shifts the atmosphere long before words are spoken. And through that field around you, healing quietly begins. Healing energy awakens the moment you turn toward the places that once made you go silent. Every wound you carry is a doorway. Each time you stay with it, fully, honestly, a divine current moves through you. You don't have to perform. You don't have to fix. You only have to remain present where your soul once fell apart. The gift begins in that stillness, in that remembering, in that holy choice to witness what hurt you, with open eyes. Those marked with the M and the crescent moon don't wait for someone to speak. They feel it. They sense the storm hiding behind the smile. Their inner radar picks up signals others miss: silent despair, quiet exhaustion, unspoken fear. This is not sensitivity. This is how you were trained in spirit. There was a time when Ryan looked at the symbols in his hand with confusion. He didn't think much of it until the night he couldn't sleep. Something stirred. Something called. It didn't shout. It didn't explain. It simply pulsed. And that was enough. He stopped questioning. He started listening. And in that moment, the gift moved. Not as a flash, not as a miracle, but as a gentle shift in his presence. He became a carrier of light by remembering who he already was. Since then, every time Ryan faced a pain inside himself, someone else healed. Every time he trusted his intuition and followed through, a door opened for another soul. The signs on your hand are reminders, but the power lives in your decision, in your courage to be still, in your willingness to feel, in your devotion to the unseen world that pulses beneath every broken moment. Healing begins with presence, and you were born with enough of it to change lives. The signs in your palm speak clearly. Each M and crescent moon carved into your skin carries a message. These are spiritual instructions written through your body, calling you into a purpose that belongs only to you. As soon as you recognize the signs, your inner mission starts to move. This is the moment when your healing energy begins to wake up and step forward. People often feel drawn to your presence. They share secrets, stories, emotions. They feel seen and heard. That happens because your energy speaks louder than words. You hold a field that welcomes broken hearts. You don't need to fix people. You simply stand in truth, and healing begins. Your energy offers shelter. Your gaze tells people they are not alone. You have always felt emotions deeply. Crowded rooms tire you. Shifts in mood touch your body. These are not burdens. These are signals from your inner healing system. You carry a sensitivity that reads the room, senses the wounds, and responds with quiet strength. Time alone helps you recharge. Stillness gives your spirit space to refocus its light. You are more than a person with a sign on your hand. You are the safe space. Your presence brings clarity. Your energy speaks peace. When you walk into a space, people feel stronger. Their minds settle. Their hearts soften. You carry balance, and every step you take brings restoration. This is your nature. This is your role. And every time you lean into it, someone else breathes easier. The world shifts when you stand in your truth. Let this be your confirmation. The call has reached you, and it speaks through your hands, your eyes, your energy. Now, there is a seed inside you, placed there long ago. If your palm carries the M or the crescent moon, then your soul carries the design of a healer. But when you stay quiet, when you ignore what your spirit already knows, you don't just pause your gift, you create a wall inside yourself. Energy stops flowing. You feel tired without reason. You lose your direction. You forget your strength. That isn't confusion. It's blocked light, waiting to move again. There is a part of you that already remembers. It has always known. But that part needs your decision. Every day you hold back is another day your soul sits in silence, waiting to be lifted. This delay doesn't hurt anyone else. It drains you. You were never meant to postpone your light. Healing needs courage, not perfection, not permission. The moment you dare to speak what your soul has known all along, the door opens. The moment you dare to stand with pain, not just yours but others too, you step into your purpose. The moment you trust your intuition, your vision, your unseen guidance, you return home. This is sacred courage. It's the kind that moves without applause, without proof. And that kind of courage activates miracles. You don't need a certificate to be who you already are. Healing doesn't begin with study. It begins with remembrance. You remember that you were marked. You remember that you were chosen. And when you say yes to your own light, your gift begins to breathe again. You're not learning how to heal. You're remembering how to be who you were sent to be. The world has become a loud machine, buzzing with news, noise, opinions, scrolling thoughts, and endless stimulation. But while the outside speaks louder every day, your soul whispers softer. It doesn't compete with the chaos. It waits. Stillness is not a retreat. It is a return. It is how you come back to the source that knows the truth about you. Your soul doesn't shout. It murmurs. The pain you carry doesn't explode. It cracks in silence. You cannot heal what you do not hear. And you can only hear when you sit with yourself. Truly sit. In a space untouched by noise. That moment of deep quiet is where healing begins. Stillness is not empty. It is sacred. It clears the dust over the healing channel already inside you. Early morning meditation before the world awakes lets your inner waves rise. Journaling draws out the emotions trapped beneath your daily smile. Deep breathing becomes your unspoken prayer. Each inhale a return, each exhale a release. These are not tasks. They are invitations. Each one reopens a spiritual current once blocked by the rush of living. If you carry the crescent moon on your palm, your spiritual system is wired to receive. Visions, dreams, sudden clarity, all of them arrive in the silence. Your hand receives symbols. Your heart receives the message. But they arrive only when you make space. Stillness is not escape. It is your holy meeting room. The sacred instruction does not arrive through noise. It descends in silence. In that silence, you hear how to begin again, not just for yourself, but for those your energy is called to heal. And the more still you become, the louder heaven speaks through you. There is a reason you feel different. The markings on your hand reflect a design that carries depth. You notice things others pass by. You sense the undercurrent in conversations, the shift in energy when someone enters or leaves a room. You were formed with a pattern that responds to what is real. Your heart resists anything lifeless. You search for truth in moments, meaning in actions. The discomfort you feel in shallow places is not weakness, it is a signal. It shows your energy is active, alert, prepared for something greater. You are not restless. You are receiving instructions from within. Your surroundings begin to shift when you are fully present. Your presence brings alignment. You walk into a space and the energy settles. You sit in silence and people feel understood. This is not something you control. It flows naturally when you are honest with your spirit. You do not need to study healing to embody it. You bring clarity without speaking. You restore balance without force. You remind people of who they are simply by being connected to who you are. This is what healing looks like in motion: steady, quiet, powerful. Every time you honor your need for depth, for honesty, for peace, you activate the healing frequency. Every choice you make from the core of your being sends out waves that impact others. You are not reaching for healing from outside. You are releasing what already lives within you. You were positioned for this. Not to impress, to restore, not to fit, to realign, not to follow, to awaken. Intuition is a built-in system inside you. If the letter M or the crescent moon appears in your palm, your ability to sense energy has always been active. You notice things in people they don't say out loud. You feel shifts in a room before anyone else does. That ability is not random. It is part of your structure. Your hands read emotions. Your skin responds to energy. Your heart speaks in signals. From early on, you felt the quiet sadness behind someone's smile, the tension hiding behind kind words, or the moment when a space suddenly feels too heavy. These are not guesses. They are messages meant for you. People may have taught you to ignore these signals, but they never disappeared. You still feel when something is off. You still pause when others rush forward. That pause holds power. It holds the voice of your inner system, a voice created to guide you through both shadows and light. When you act from this place, energy begins to move. You walk away from places that drain you. You step closer to those who need comfort. You shift conversations with your presence. You decide what enters your space. Every time you follow the signal, you protect the flow of healing around you. There will be moments when logic stands still. In those moments, the signal will speak. And when it does, you'll know. This is not reaction. This is alignment. This is how the healing moves through you, quiet, precise, and deeply connected to what the spirit already knows. If the letter M or a crescent moon is marked in the center of your palm, your words carry more than meaning. They carry a mission. Your voice is not simply a tool for communication. It is a sacred channel through which divine energy flows. Each time you speak from your spirit, the atmosphere changes. Darkness shifts. Light begins to arrange itself into form. For those marked by heaven, speech is never ordinary. A single sentence from your mouth can lift someone from despair. A phrase of truth from your soul can remind another of who they are. When you say, "I trust my inner knowing," you help others remember their own. When you say, "I am here to heal," you give silent permission for buried light to awaken. Your voice becomes medicine. Your presence becomes a sanctuary. Your words become sacred keys that open what was locked behind fear. Speak them as truth. I carry healing within me. I release the light I've been given. I was chosen for this time, and I honor that calling. These are not lines to inspire. These are spiritual triggers. These are commands that activate sleeping frequencies, not just in you, but in the collective field of souls around you. Every time you speak truth from your essence, a ripple moves across the realm. Someone else breathes easier. Someone else stands taller. The energy rearranges. The pathway clears. You are not waiting for permission. You are delivering it. This is your gift. And your voice is the gate. Declare with intention. Speak as if heaven is listening, because it is. Speak as if someone's soul depends on your courage, because it does. When your voice joins your mission, your healing power expands, and every word you speak becomes a sacred contract between your soul and the divine plan unfolding through you. You are not just speaking. You are activating worlds. If the letter M or the crescent moon is etched in your palm, your life carries the weight of more than one soul. You were chosen to be the first to see, the first to stop, the first to say, "It ends with me." You are the one who names what others buried, the one who questions what was once unquestioned, the one who pauses where others continued blindly. This is not rebellion, it is divine intervention through you. Every step you take toward healing reshapes the current of your entire bloodline. When you forgive, you release generations locked in silent rage. When you set boundaries, you dismantle patterns of violation, control, and emotional abandonment that have echoed for decades. When you cry for the pain you once carried, you open the floodgates for those who were never allowed to grieve. Each act becomes a beam of light sent backward and forward, freeing the unseen past and clearing space for a brighter lineage ahead. Your healing is data, spiritual data, entering the code of your family's future. Each moment of truth you live becomes a new frequency written into the foundation of your bloodline. The ones who come after you won't need to carry shame, scarcity, fear, or silence, because you transmuted it. You created a path through the shadows and filled it with light. They will walk freer, lighter, and more open, not by accident, but because of the choices you made in secret, in suffering, in faith. They may never know what you carried, but they will live inside the freedom you fought for. Declare it boldly. I am the turning point in my family's story. I speak the words they were afraid to say. I heal for the ones before and the ones yet to come. I am the shift. I am the blessing that begins where the pain once ruled. You carry not only your name, but the breath of 1,000 silent prayers. You are the light that ends the curse and starts the legacy. In the next video, you'll uncover the divine pattern hidden not just in your hands, but woven through your entire life. If you carry the crescent moon or the letter M, the next video will show you the reason behind your spiritual sensitivity, your silent struggles, and the timing of your awakening. This is more than information. It's a sacred revelation written for those who were chosen. Get ready to see the bigger picture, to recognize the design heaven placed upon your path. The signs have always been with you. The next video will help you finally understand why.